Welcome to the WanderLearn podcast. I'm your host, Francis Tapon. This is the beginning of a 9-part series featuring Sym Blanchard. 4 episodes will be me interviewing him, and 5 episodes will be him interviewing me. This is an epic series because everybody loves Sym. He's a 7-year-old guy who's been vagabonding around the world for several years now. This first episode is perhaps the most practical and useful one, so if you listen to any of the 9 episodes, you should listen to this one. Why? Because first of all, it's quite short. It's less than 10 minutes long. And we talk about what he does, the tips and tricks of how he's able to travel for so long. He travels very cheaply. He gives us the tips on how to find hotels, hostels, and other accommodations. He talks about how to find great deals on airlines, as well as car rentals. It's short, it's sweet, but he gives some useful tips, especially for those who are willing to sacrifice a bit of comfort in exchange for being able to vagabond and travel for weeks, months, or years. You're almost 70 years old, dude.
Yeah.
That's old.
4 more months. Turn 70.
Damn.
Well, you're what, 52?
Yeah.
Old guy. You're catching up.
I'm already old. Like some people say, you're getting old. I'm not getting old. I'm already fucking old. God. All right.
Elders. Honored elders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sym, let's make this practical for people.
All right.
You are a master at traveling all over the world for cheap, right?
You were my mentor.
Yeah. But you're not a cheapskate also. I mean, you know how to be generous not only with people, but occasionally to splurge.
Right.
But let's talk practical things for people who want to learn about where do you get hotels, deals, for example. Let's start with that, and then we'll talk about car rentals and then any other deals that are out there.
Sure.
So, okay, start with hotels. Like, what's your methodology to find a good hotel deal?
Usually, first I'll check Kayak to get a general idea of what the costs are. And usually I'll try and find a hostel. Hostels are usually the cheapest. And if I can get it around $10 a night, I'm good to go. Okay,
but the hostels, do you do a shared room then, again, with like 6 other people?
Yeah.
Or sometimes 18 people?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 8 usually.
8 is the max?
Yeah.
8 is the max? They don't have ones that have
No, they have more.
You don't want to...
Usually, lately it's been like in Spain and Switzerland and Germany.
And these hostels are usually in the United States or in Asia?
All over.
Everywhere.
All over.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been in the Europeans ones lately, but the ones in America, they're fine.
Where's the last hostel you stayed at? Was
Malaga.
Okay, so just a couple nights ago.
Yeah, a couple nights ago.
We're filming this in T-Bex in Marbella in Spain.
Yes. And Switzerland, I was just in...
how much was the Switzerland one? That's got to be like $30 a night.
Yeah, $30 a night. Yeah. Yeah. But Germany, they were like $15 a night.
Not
and
bad.
And there were places it was like $8 a night, but recently it's been like $30, a little more expensive. And it's the time of year, so...
And where's the cheapest hostels?
I thought Germany was really cheap.
$15 is not much for 2022.
Yeah.
And for Germany too. I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, I thought it would be more expensive.
What city?
Berlin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Potsdam.
Excellent. Yeah. And it was decent quality.
Really,
nice and clean.
Very, very clean. People were.
Have you
really
ever been
good.
to Japan?
Not yet.
Okay,
no.
So when you go to Japan, I want you to do something for me.
Yes.
You're going to stay in one of those hotels that they have like those coffins.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about this?
Yeah.
There's a name for them.
They had the coffins at Zurich, and
really,
and I tried to check into one, but it was all full. They had.
Wow. Did you know the prices?
It was like $40 a night.
Okay, so like
a night. So it was reasonable.
It's about the same price as a regular place.
As a hostel. Yeah, but not as a hotel. Hotels were like 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So these coffins are basically the same price as sharing a room with 8 other people.
A little more expensive.
A little bit more expensive, right?
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, what we're talking about are these things that look like coffins, like you're in a morgue.
Yeah.
And you pick like a silo to sleep in, and it's like a barracks. If you're in the Navy, you would be in a rack.
Yeah.
And you're like on a bunk bed kind of thing. And you have climate control, you have lights to read in, and you have a shared shower that you can share bathroom.
Yeah,
And
electric outlets and
to recharge all your gadgets, and you've got a little storage place to put your backpack and valuables.
What else do you need?
A girl.
Yeah, well, that's true. But besides that,
okay. So let's see. What about so hostels is where you start.
Yeah, start there, and then sometimes hotels can be really cheap. Depends where you are.
And what site do you use?
I start with Kayak, and then I go to what do I go to? I go to Chase. I have a reserve Chase Freedom Reserve card.
And you pay what, $500 a year for that?
Yeah, but you get most of it back if you spend over $300. So I think it's
for the whole year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
which
easy.
It comes right back, for me.
Especially if you're hiring prostitutes. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, you get 3% for everything you spend, and then when you cash in the points, you get an additional 50%.
Okay.
Usually over what the other things but they don't always give you the best price. So first I look at the hostels, and then I may look at Kayak or Skyscanner or bookings or sometimes Priceline or
Priceline
or Expedia have good
so pretty
deals.
Mainstream sites. I mean, you're not going to some esoteric, strange, remote thing that nobody's ever heard of. Okay.
No, and sometimes when I find a good deal, I'll just go directly to the website and try and see if they offer it for less, which sometimes they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's a.
So give me an example. So you go see the Marriott or some hotel, and then you go to the Marriott's page and then see if they
see if it's less.
Less.
And a lot of times they do.
A lot of times, majority.
Just a few dollars less, but it's a few dollars,
$5-10.
And sometimes the Hosteling International, they've got a website. I mean, an app that I use, that I go on.
And you use that?
Yeah.
So sometimes find hostels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Not all the hostels are on there, and sometimes you have to look at a lot of different places.
Okay, very good. And then let's talk airlines now.
Yeah, I sleep at the airlines at the airport. That's my. Yeah,
well, you got to fly at some point. They're not going to let you in to just say, "Excuse me, can I sleep here?" And then I'm just going to leave.
Well, usually you need a boarding pass, and sometimes for booking out or for coming in. But once you have that, then you can usually. I've got a sleeping quilt and a pad, and I just put it on the floor and camp out. And that way, I use Kiwi, which is really good.
Kiwi.com?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's an app, and it's been fabulous. You can save a ton of money because they book it in so you can stay overnight, or there's a long layover, or you can switch airports, go from one airport in the same city to another airport. It's a little extra hassle, but you can save, for $300 or $400 sometimes.
So to be clear, what Sym is saying is that there's this Kiwi.com, I've never heard of this place, that puts price over everything. In other words, if you can stay, have a 20-hour layover or go through Jackson Hill, Alabama, or whatever, some strange routing, whatever it takes. But if that saves you an extra $10, they'll offer that as an option. Whereas traditional sites are not going to even bother to waste your time with that because they know that 99% of people will say, no, I'd rather spend an extra $10 to do that, but sometimes they can actually end up saving you $100.
Oh, more than that, yeah,
or $200,
a couple or $300, yeah.
But then again, the traditional sites may not even offer. Like Kayak may not offer that, right? Right.
They don't figure that in.
And
some of them are getting better at that, but
I haven't verified Sym's story here so he could be a fucking liar. But I'm gonna try Kiwi, and I encourage you guys to try it too.
And if Kiwi doesn't work, then I'll go back to Chase, or I'll check the others, Priceline or Expedia, and sometimes they come out better. So sometimes it's a process, but you can save several $100.
That's amazing. What about car rentals?
Usually I start with
Turo?
I start with Kayak. Turo's a little bit of a hassle, but it can be so much cheaper. So first I'll see if there's something reasonable, and then I'll go to Turo.
What's reasonable for you? Like right now, 22.
Yeah, if I can get it for $20 a day, that would be awesome. But right now they're going for like $120 a day. which
Wow.
is, yeah. And now usually when I rent a car, I sleep in it overnight. I pull into it.
Always?
I try to.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And you just get regular sedans.
Yeah.
And you're
Just
like
put
1 meter 90, about 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and I just put the seat back, and
that's
I've
good
got
enough.
a sleeping bag.
So you're not
good
lying
enough.
down flat.
Not quite flat.
Almost like
Yeah.
you're at about a 10, 20 degree angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
That's
got
good
used
enough.
to
If you're
it.
tired,
Yeah,
it's going to work.
Yeah.
And so you go to like Walmart and stuff?
Yeah,
Or-
Walmart works, and actually emergency hospital parking lots are good because people are always going in and out, and if somebody stops you, you say, oh, yeah, my daughter's giving birth or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they go back and check, and I head on.
Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
they're out there. How
Yeah.
many daughters do you have?
Just one.
How many times has she given birth? About 30 times?
No. Not yet, as far as I know.
Okay, all right. But you certainly use that story quite a bit.
Yes.
Interesting. So hospitals, and what about in the Europe, for example?
I did in Poland, and when I helped out with the Ukraine, when I went to Ukraine, and just before when I was checking things out, I would there was a refugee parking lot, and I parked there,
Right.
and nobody bothered me.
And that ends this episode of the WanderLearn podcast, where we explore travel, technology, and transformation. If you'd like to see the show notes with links to what we've talked about, go to wanderlearn.com and click on this episode. If you'd like to connect with me, just remember Tapon. That's my first initial and my last name. Tapon is always my social media username. My website is ftapon.com. Do you want to leave me an anonymous voicemail where you can make a comment or ask a question? Then go to speakpipe.com/ftapon. Furthermore, if you'd like to get rewarded for supporting my projects, then go to patreon.com/ftapon. That's where you can pick up some remarkable rewards for as little as $2 a month. Now, 5 quick favors. Number 1, subscribe to the WanderLearn podcast. 2, download it. 3, share it. 4, review it. And 5, sign up for my newsletter at wanderlearn.com. Our theme music was composed by Eric Stratman. This is Francis Tapon, encouraging you to wander and learn.